Hi you guys, welcome. So, I'm Foxy, that's Rob, this is the review preview show. I'm going to try and do this a little bit quicker than normal because we've got quite a few things to get through. So, as you may have noticed, here we are outside the enemy, Stadium of Light. Although from what we're hearing, they're trying to sell the club for next to nothing. Ellis Short is trying to get rid of this club for £1. The Stadium of Light, the lights are going to be out pretty shortly, we hope. Hopefully tomorrow when we've put 5 past them. So, without me getting unrealistic, we'll talk about the Sunderland game in a minute. We're going to have a quick chat about the whole game the other night. So, we must be feeling a little bit more positive. 5% more optimistic, I think. As we spoke about, Hull are garbage. I don't really think that's much to shout about that result. What was important though is 2 things. We scored more than 1, which was great. A home win, which was great. Actually, there's 3 things. And 2 people got on the score sheet that we really needed to get on the score sheet. As it turns out though, GESTEDE has just ruled himself out for the rest of the season with a fractured ankle. So my whole speech that I was going to do, my whole points that I was going to do on GESTEDE are kind of null and void now. What I will say though, just while we're on that point, before I just go into the game in a little bit of detail, is that he showed us the other night that he was the player that we saw at Blackburn. And when we spoke about him being an average player last week, which he has shown us all season, it's because there was a player there a few seasons ago that we haven't ever seen. Now, unfortunately, whether that's the Boro curse or not, he showed us what he could do the other night with 2, let's be fair, good finishes. But it doesn't matter now. So, let's talk about the game. 12 shots, 4 on target, 3 goals. Good conversion rate, guys. I'll be happy with that every week. They did nothing. Like I say, they did nothing. They had a few shots. They had more possession, but we know possession isn't king. What we've realised with the Tony Pulis team, as we were shown again the other night, because it wasn't a very good performance, was it's just quick turnover, quick possession, get the ball, let's shoot, quick turnover. For me, I think that's poor because you're asking your players to do a lot all the time. Every time we give that ball away, we've got to win it back. So I do think there is a point in the game where we need to be holding onto the ball. Not a single through ball in the game the other night. A lot of long balls again, not many short passes. Again, I was going to allude to the fact that I don't know where our identity's gone. As I mentioned in the last preview show, we've never been a long ball team, guys. That's not who we are. I don't want us to be a long ball team, but we kind of are. People are going to say that we need results, which I agree with. We're not going to get relegated, so I don't think we need to be playing long ball football. We can play football. There is some footballers in that team. Although they haven't shown us much, under Monk, they did show us a little bit. So, getting back to the game, like I say, 2 goals from GESTEDE, good on the floor, good in the air, two assists from the main man again. I know Bamford flicked on the first one for GESTEDE, but it was all about Traore's work on the wing, as we know. We're probably not going to talk about him much today because it's nothing new. We know what this guy's about. But again, he was the engine, he was the creator. Bamford's goal, great little finish. Shown us again that he's got an intelligent head on his shoulders. Should he be playing more deep, Boro fans? I think so. I'd play him in the hole. But he scored his only other goal for Boro this season for Monk in the hole, playing from that role, coming from deep. The guy can do it, he's creative, he's got a brain, he proved it with his finish. Calm, cool, collective. They scored, they equalised just after GESTEDE scored around the 15th minute. They equalised just before half time. Poor goal from our point of view. Good finish from their point of view. Evandro, don't understand, Tony Pulis has built a career on set pieces and yet that defence went to sleep off a corner. For me, I don't think you should play zonal marking off a corner. I think there's a mixture of man-to-man and zonal. Again, Boro fans, that's another comment, that's another point for you to talk about. But we can't get bogged down on that. Like I say, we've got a bit to get through. So, as I've alluded to, GESTEDE has gone and ruled himself out for the season. Now, I was going to talk today a little bit more in depth about this guy, playing Traore up front off him, if that's the way we're going to go. Pulis has said he hasn't been match fit all season, which is why his performances have been what they have. Again, scratching what we've just said about him being injured, if that has been the case and he's been match fit, not match fit all season, why has he been playing him? I know you play people to get them fit, but why is he playing him over a Son Malonga who's scoring goals? We didn't need to do that. He could have built his match fitness up coming off the bench. But we know, as it seems, Pulis doesn't rate a Son Malonga and he wanted GESTEDE to be that main man. So, back to the point. We're now in a position where a Son Malonga's going to play tomorrow, I would have thought. For me, I would play Traore and Son Malonga up front together because I think that's frightening. And play Bamford in the hole with Downing and I'd play Howson. I like the look of Besic the other night again. But for me, and this is another point, Boro fans, please write in, please get involved, please comment. Why are we playing with 2 defensive midfielders at home to a team like Hull? Fair enough if we're in the Premiership. We need that extra bit of sturdiness, resilience, that little bit of shoring up. But not in this league with a bunch of average teams. Hull City are garbage. Okay, so It was a win. We're 2 points off the playoffs. I don't really think that matters. I think it's a bit of a mirage to me. As I said the other day, I think our season's over. Yes, the other teams above us had some poor results. Christie is someone that I was going to talk about today, but I'm not. Assisted the other night for Fulham. Why have we taken him out of our team? We don't need 4 massive defenders. You can't tell me that there's full-backs over the year who've played in great teams haven't always been tall. There's not that many tall wingers. So, again, this is just coming back to the point of where our creativity comes from if it's not from Traore. There was a man where we had a bit of assist, a bit of creativity from. But he's gone now, I suppose. So, let's talk about the Mackems, Sunderland. What are we expecting from tomorrow? What are we not expecting from tomorrow? I'll tell you what we're not expecting from tomorrow is to not get a result. Again, we've said this for maybe the last, month, 2 months? We were saying it under month. These games are must-win games, but only because the teams above us are winning. Like I said, they all had a blip midweek, but that's all it was for them. We've been having a blip all season. We've been stuttering. Our season's been built on Morse code. Beep, 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 stop, beep, 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 stop, beep, 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 stop. Terrible. So, tomorrow, I don't really think I need to discuss them much because I don't want to insult you guys. And as we all know, we are the best fans in the world, undoubtedly. I would say the North East region has got the best fans in the world. If I'm being professional and not just being a Boro fan, these have got a good backing too. And I imagine tomorrow they're going to get behind the team. 2 reasons. They can't afford to lose anymore. They don't want to go down, but as I mentioned at the top of the programme, in my little introduction, Ellis Shaw has gone from wanting to sell this club for £50 million to giving it away now because of the debt that they have. They're only £137 million in debt. So your chairman's wanting to give the club away. The fans aren't turning up. You've had more managers than we can count. And yet they're still, tomorrow they're still going to turn up and put a fight in because Chris Coleman will not allow them not to. I just think tomorrow's not going to be an easy game. I was going to say that with GESTEDE and Bamford again, tomorrow I want to see a bit more consistency in the same sort of thing tomorrow. Otherwise it's just a flash in the pan. You've scored against Hull City. Again, like I say, GESTEDE's not going to play, but Bamford will. So I'm looking for that level of consistency from Patrick Bamford again tomorrow. There's no reason why it can't happen again. But again, like I said, I think it'll be a tight game. I think they'll come out fighting, they have to fight. They haven't got much to play for apart from this league this season. There's nothing else happening around the club. The chairman's getting rid of the club. So there's no optimism anywhere else. They've just got to make sure they stay in this league club. If they go down, they're finished. We all know that. So, who are the star men? Who have we got to look out for? Like I just said to you, there's no real point to me breaking this down as I would do normally, even though it's my job to discuss the teams that we're going to play and look at the key men and look at the things that could be a problem. We all know what these guys are about. For me, it's Aidan McGeady and Callum McManaman. They'll play with width. That's all they've got. They got rid of Lewis Grabban, which was total suicide. Still their top scorer. They've got John O'Shea at the back, and anyone with John O'Shea in your defence ain't going to do anything. You can't tell me that Traore can't frighten these guys tomorrow. Bamford can't frighten these guys tomorrow. I'd like to see a Sombalonga frighten these guys tomorrow. Really rough them up. So, as the game goes itself tomorrow, I think possibly it's going to be a 1-0. Hope I'm completely wrong. Hope it's 5-0. But they're going to fight and scrap. Obviously, it's a derby. We all know that. Whether there's much onus on the derby games anymore, I really don't know. But I would think there'll be a lot here. We'll take our usual following. We've sold out our allocation because that's, like I say, that's what we do. Biggest fans, best fans in the world. So, like I say, my review tomorrow, my prediction is 1-0. Rob?
Yeah, I think we're going to get beat.
I'd like to elaborate on that.
It's all set up for a beating, mate. I reckon we'll get beat 1-0.
See, I didn't want to say that because I'm trying to be positive, but I mean, I suppose if we think about this now, this week that we've got here, or should I say the last 2 weeks the last week and a bit that we've just had, Reading, Cardiff, Hull, Blunderland tomorrow. It's the same week we had just before Christmas, around October time, where we had Reading, Hull and Sunderland in the week, and then we went and played Leeds on the Sunday, if you all remember. Now that week was touted as the week that turns our season round under Mung. If we win these 3 games, we're off. Now we did win these 3 games. We beat Hull, we beat Reading, we beat Sunderland, but we looked garbage against Sunderland when we beat them, and that was the game. That was the Sunday game, I believe. We looked garbage, but we beat Hull, we beat Reading, and then we went away to Leeds and got pummeled. We looked garbage. Now this is where we're at again. If we beat these tomorrow, yes, we've had Cardiff in amongst it, but we've beat Reading, we've beat Hull, beat these tomorrow, that leaves us with Leeds next week. Now, we all know what could happen there. We could turn them over, because they ain't nothing special either, but the chances are they're going to come to the Riverside and turn us over. Or at least get a draw, which means our season's just gone to standstill again. So I'm not going to get carried away. As I think I said in the last show, which I know you've probably already seen, is that I genuinely think this is just that week again. This is just that, it's a law of averages. We're going to win some games again, and that's where we're at. That's where we're at again with this week. I don't think this week really means anything. So before you all write in and tell me how negative I am, I'm just trying to be realistic. There's a tinge of optimism in there. If we get through this game and we get to the Leeds game and we turn Leeds over and we've got consistency with Bamford putting one in the net again, we've got shots, we've got efforts, we're making things happen, then yes. But as I said at the start of the show, I don't think that's going to happen with this team because we don't have a midfield. And I think once we stop Traore playing, because it was all about him again the other night, he had the most tackles, the most dribbles. Yes, GESTEDE got man of the match, but he should do. He scored 2 goals. But it was about Traore again. So if he does get shut out tomorrow, they're going to have to put the whole team on him because these are really poor. But if he does get shut out tomorrow, we've got enough talent in that team to be able to do something, I would have hoped. But like I say, we bypassed the midfield with Pulis, so where is the other creation going to come from? I don't know. So I'd like to think that it is a win and Rob's wrong. So I'm going 1-0 Boro. Listen, just before we go, we've got a massive competition for you all. Could potentially be 2 Premiership season tickets. Try not to laugh when I say that. If you want to get involved in this competition, you need to like, share and subscribe us. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Get involved. If you're not one of our followers, you can't win the season tickets, guys. So, peace out, good luck, and let's hope we get a massive win, Boro fans. Take it easy, guys. Okay guys, all banter aside here, one Sunderland legend that needs mentioning is Bradley Lowry. So God bless you. R.I.P. brother.